And I did tell you that when we arrived, you will know. And so we are in Anambra State. We're not just in Anambra State. Sometime this year, there was a confusion about stories we were hearing in Anambra concerning what was happening with traditional healers, traditional practitioners, and all that concerning a law that was passed in Anambra State. And there was also confusion about who are those who were doing the right things, who are those that were using traditional things for criminality. All that was in Anambra. And gradually we began to hear that some people are there doing the right things with traditional practices. With us on phone from Anambra is the coordinator of native doctors and spiritual materials sellers in Anambra State. I hope I got that right. Ekene Ejie. Hello?
I'm with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, probably because I didn't say is a DB of Anambra State. That's why it took you some time to answer.
You just introduced me, right?
Yes, I did. So, tell us a little about the organization you lead, just a little, so that we can get into the meat of why we are having this conversation.
All right. First and foremost, my name is Honorable Ekene Ejie, just like you said, the citizen of Anambra State, Oka South local government precisely. Then, with respect to the question you asked, the movement you just saw some couple of days ago is what we call a sanitation movement, which is in line with Professor Charles Chukwumasonudo's administration. That's of sanitizing the native doctors, spiritual material sellers, and all that. But you agree with me that during the olden days, in Anambra we practice tradition, and the way we practice it now is a very big difference. Before now, people practice tradition not because of money making, but rather most of them that are practicing those tradition in the past is actually inherited, is gifted, is a spiritual thing. But these days, people go out, acquire all kinds of chapters and the deities, and do all kinds of things in the name of making money. You can see across the social media, from Enugu State, part of the southeastern states, people killing themselves, killing human beings in the name of syndicate. So this is actually what the organization stands for, to key in into the three pillars of Charles Chukwumasonudo's administration, to make sure that first and foremost you profile yourself, what are you doing, where you are doing it, evidence of what you have been doing in the past. Then the next thing is, if you are doing it well, then the government will support you. Then if you are not doing it well, then you have to change your business. But that is what you are here for.
Okay.
So that solidarity movement is to champion the cause of their governance movement in terms of sanitizing the traditionality. Because people normally say that Mr. Governor is against the native doctors in Anambra State. But I say those saying that is a mischievous maker. Because rather what the governor is against is the evil deed that most of the traditionalists and the actualists
Okay.
are actually threatening this.
All right. But I need to ask this. Why did it take so long for native doctors and traditionalists to wait for government to come and sanitize their practice?
I will say that ever since the creation of Anambra State, you agree with me that ever since the creation of Anambra State, starting from even the military era and this democratic era, That is when input sales allowed to stay over the time. So people will not be looking at it as a normal way of life, as a tradition. So in as much as nobody is actually disturbing them, nobody is harassing them, nobody is checkmating them in terms of from the government angle. So everybody see that it's a normal thing. So they've been doing that for how long? So, but now that Mr. Governor didn't see that this particular area needs to be checkmated. You understand? So, and everybody is now seeing the atrocities that are coming out from that particular, the name of money making. So we thank Mr. Governor for actually diving into that reception of our district.
Okay. And now, looking at Anambra State and from where it has come and up to this point, what would your body do, your organization do, to ensure that the crafts you practice is used to develop Anambra State without waiting for only what the government can do?
It's just like what I've actually said, that already the state government have actually laid the foundation, which we are keen into.
Yes, so how do you build on it? How do you build on it so that it becomes visible, people will see it and say, yes, these ones are the true practitioners?
Now, the area where we are keen into that movement is one, because you know that our people always say that if you want to catch thief, then you probably give the security of that particular area to robbers because they know themselves. So one of the key things we are currently doing now is using traditional native doctors, native doctors, because they know themselves. So those true ones, those certified ones that are genuine, who actually know, because if you watch what is actually happening in that sector, you will discover that most of those evildoers that call themselves a native doctor, most of them doesn't even give room for those genuine native doctors to sell. You understand? So, in doing that, once you are using the genuine ones to checkmate the evil ones, we'll get it right. And what you are trying to do now is that Anambra State has 21 local governments, 179 communities, and 3 territorial zones. So we're trying to form what we call CIC. CIC simply means Community Intervention Committee. So because wherever you are coming from, if you know those that are practicing the evil ones among them as a CIC committee, then you have to say something, because the governor said when they say something, they try to say something. So those committees will begin to say something to the government. This is the kind of practice what these people are doing in our own area. Accept all the entire local government, communities and local government and our towns. So before you know it, I think the evil ones will change their locations.
Okay.
So that is the current report we are championing.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Daniel Ekene Ejie is the DB of Anambra State, is the coordinator of traditionalists in Anambra State. Thank you for coming on to this edition of Southeast News. I know that along the line we'll be speaking to you more and more often, but for now I need to say thank you again for coming on to Southeast News. And that's where we call it a wrap on this edition. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, Barikumo Ado is my name. Thank you for joining us.